Deal is done. Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellich at The Athletic reporting it. So we will get into that big time here in the 10:30 hour. Ken Hagan from the Hillsborough County Commission will be joining us at 10:45 to talk about possible stadium deal in Tampa, which will be super fun to talk about. And Evan Klosky is going to join us at 11:15 from Tampa Bay's 10, who's been all over this story as well and give us a great perspective on what's happening here in Tampa Bay. But first, this is why I'm wearing my USF green today. We have
you are
the new head coach, men's basketball coach at the University of South Florida, Bryan Hodgson, studio. Yes. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic. It's good to see you.
Me. Yeah, absolutely.
So I got to tell you, Coach came in. He said, "Hey, I'm a little worried about having the Bills hat on." I said, "Not here, Coach. We respect your beginnings as a fan. It's because you come from Buffalo, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are a Bills fan. You love the Bucs for a reason we're about to. But you grew up in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm from Western New York, Jamestown, New York, about an hour, 15 minutes south of Buffalo. So, diehard Bills fan, all in on everything Bills Mafia. I will say my second best team, not even close, is the Tampa Bay Bucs, and that was before I even showed up in Tampa. So I don't want anybody thinking that this just and I think you know the reason.
Yeah. Well, as I've always said, one of my old colleagues, Steve Dumig, the big dog, old radio host here, may he rest in peace, used to say, if you move here, you got to be a Bucs fan. And I would say, you know what? If you grew up someplace else and your heart and your allegiance is to that team, you can't just dump them like that. Then you're inauthentic.
That's right.
And you're an authentic person. I know this already.
Yeah, loyalty is a big deal to me. And I've been a Bills fan my whole life. I've, as you know, some tough years. And so I can't just dump that. I'm a loyal guy, and but I'm all in on the Bucs. I will be at every game that I can be at. Particularly, hopefully, maybe one in Buffalo.
Yes.
But so I am gonna, if they're not playing the Bills, I'm all in on the Bucs. I can tell you that.
And the reason is,
well, so if you go back to the 2018 draft, the Bucs are the reason why the Buffalo Bills have Josh Allen.
That's right.
We traded our 12th pick. We traded up with the Bucs. Got their 7th pick so we could acquire Josh Allen. And I think it worked out for everybody, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we got Vita Vea. That's
Vita
just fine.
Has been pretty
couple
good.
second round picks. Yeah.
So and you know what? The Bucs have been pretty good since also. So I think it worked for everybody.
Yeah, we weren't in the market for a quarterback at that particular time.
No, you were not.
We're still working on the Jameis experiment, but that's on us.
Yeah,
that's on us. Well, Coach, it's so glad to have you in studio, and you have been a busy man.
Yeah,
dude, this entire roster you have 2 holdovers from last year USF team, and this is modern college basketball, right? It's turnover every year with the transfer portal. Everybody's going to go, and your class that you brought in is ranked 29th in the nation. This is the highest ranked class USF has, I think, ever had. So let's just get right into it. Tell me a little bit about this team. What are we going to see?
Those rankings, and at the end of the day, it means nothing, right? We got to produce, but It's great for our fan base, et cetera. But those rankings don't factor in our Division II transfer because they don't factor that.
And this kid's a hell of a point guard.
And he's got a shot to be really, really good. He's a worker. Player of the year, defensive player of the year in his league, and that's Wes Enos. So he's not factored into that.
Wow.
And then our Canadian that went to high school in Canada is not factored into some of those rankings because they only rank kids that go to high school in the United States.
Well, that's
most
weird.
Websites. So I'd put our class up there with pretty much anybody in the country. More importantly, we have great young men. And so we've got a class that's made up of 5 freshmen, 2 guys from this team last year, and CJ and obviously we had to go out and bring the rest in from the transfer portal. But we're really, really excited about the group. We're in week 4 of practice, and I couldn't be happier with the way things are going.
And one of the things we've always said about USF is if they can recruit locally and keep the good players here, that would be huge. Not since my good buddy David Zimroth was recruiting here have we really been able to do that. And you've got Caleb Sanders coming in from North Tampa Christian. And he, from what I hear, he's one hell of a player. He's also got some other. There's also some other players up there that you might be knocking on the door of as well, right?
Yeah, Caleb's been phenomenal. He's had a wonderful summer. He doesn't practice like a freshman, I can tell you that. Right before he committed to us, he had 3 SEC teams, 2 ACC teams come in and offer.
How about that? So you beat the ACC and the SEC for this local kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, it can be done, folks. It can be done.
Yeah, specifically, Florida State offered the week before
Killing
we got him. Ole Miss offered the week before we got him. Mississippi State offered the week before we got him. And so we're excited about that. And you're right, here locally, I can't say names per NCAA rules, but here locally, there's some talent here in the next 2-3 classes that we're going to do our best to keep home.
What's your plan for that? What's your plan for putting a fence around Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I think the first thing is you got to build strong relationships, right?
Bingo.
And you just can't expect them to want to stay home because they're from here. That's not realistic. So we're going to take pride in working harder than other people in that process, but also providing them with a brand of basketball that they're excited about staying home and playing and being a part of. And so we'll get a chance to showcase that this year. We're going to probably play more like the NBA, I would say, than most South Florida fans are used to. We're going to get up and down, shoot a lot of threes, attack the rim and transition. And it's an exciting brand of basketball. I've coached 15 guys that have gone on to play in the NBA. So obviously we sell that in recruiting.
Nice.
From a development piece. And we want to be all encompassing to the point where they feel like they can stay home and they're not leaving anything on the table.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's exciting. Well, let's talk about a little bit more about your players. You brought in a 6'10" young man from Arkansas State, where you were. Tell me a little bit about him.
When I got to Arkansas State, I guess almost 3 years ago now, he could barely walk and chew gum. He was hiding behind the basket during conditioning drills, but he has grown to be one of the best forwards in college basketball. And I'll argue that with anybody. He had a 30 and 20 game last year in conference play. And
Damn.
He did that in less than 30 minutes. And 11 of those 20 rebounds were offensive rebounds.
Nice.
If you go back and look,
it's a lost start.
Yeah.
It's a lost start.
And if you go back and look what he did last year against North Texas, obviously in this league, he double and was dominant. He could have gone anywhere in the country when he hit the transfer portal. And he's a very loyal young man and decided to come here with me. It wasn't a tough sell once he saw what we have and saw campus and our facilities in the city of Tampa. And so really excited to have him. I think he'll be one of the best players in the American this year.
All right, let's have a little fun with this. Okay, let's pretend I'm a really good 2-guard from South Broward High School. Part of this is actually true. 3-point specialist, can't jump that good, but I'm a dogged defensive player. I'm a 4-star. Now we're really fantasy. I got some SEC teams looking at me. Give me the pitch. What's the pitch for USF?
So first and foremost, we're gonna talk about our style of play. And really, that's tough to answer if I don't know the team specifically. Here's why: we do a very analytical approach into our recruiting, and so we're going to take those other 4 or 5 teams that you're looking at. We're going to break them down by the numbers and show you where we have an advantage. Not just in the way we play, but the way we develop and how it translates to the NBA. So that's first and foremost. And most of our kids that joined us this offseason made a decision based on that. We probably are more in-depth analytically and more invested into their player development than anybody else in the country. I'm not going to share our secrets here, but
don't do that.
We give them a presentation when they come on campus for a visit that they just can't get anywhere else in college basketball.
Can you take us a little behind the curtain?
Yeah, we give them a very detailed shot type report. Let's say they're a transfer. We'll go back to your scenario. You're a high school kid. We take every shot you took last year in your high school season, and we break it down into the the honestly, all the way down to whether you took off on your left foot, your right
Come
foot,
on.
where you're at on the floor, whether you touched the paint, whether you didn't touch the paint, whether you were moving right to left versus left to right, and we show you where your deficiencies are. Every shot you took on that entire season's on that sheet. It's hours and hours of
Wow.
of
How do you
work.
do that?
I've got guys that work for me that are a lot smarter than me.
So they go through all the highlights?
It's not highlights. We go through
There's
stat
data on this?
programs
Oh,
and
wow.
pull the data. If we're missing data, we'll go through the film and stat it ourselves. And so
God.
other programs talk player development.
Yeah.
We try to remove any human error, and we want to show you numbers and say, listen, this is where you got to get better. This is over 25 games. Okay, 25 games worth of data. Nothing's a coincidence, right? So if you shot 18% going left to right, but when you were going right to left, you were a 42% three-point shooter. We really need to get in and work on this left to right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff the NBA is doing. Our business.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. It's a copycat business, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have to worry about fundraising and academics.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
All the things that come with college basketball, which I love, but why would we not copy the NBA?
Yeah.
Right? The guys that just get to focus on basketball all day.
Right.
And so I've coached 15 young men that have been able to put that jersey on, 4 lottery picks, 6 first-round draft picks. And so we use that in our recruiting approach.
Go ahead, name drop them. Go ahead.
Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller was a number 2 pick and in the draft in 2023. He's entering his 3rd season in the NBA, number 2 overall pick. I signed him at Alabama. Herb Jones just signed a $100 million contract with the New Orleans Pelicans. One of my favorite stories of all time. Herb was not on any mock draft boards, was not a top 100 kid. When we inherited him at Alabama, he was a power forward. When he left us, he was a 6'8" point guard. Keon Ellis.
That's player development.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Keon Ellis is starting every game for the Sacramento Kings. And this coming off season is on the table for a massive contract. Josh Primo was a lottery pick. Kyra Lewis was a lottery pick. J.D. Davison won a ring with the Boston Celtics, was the MVP of the G League last year. Alex Reese is on a contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. I had Jonathan Williams with the Houston Rockets last year. The list goes on. We had 12 guys in NBA Summer League last year that I coached, 8 this summer that I've coached. So,
and I'm guessing you're using all these guys for recruiting. When you can,
yeah,
as
more so of an example.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to put them on the phone with the young man.
You're right.
But we show them, hey, this is what we did. Here's the best part: people want to visit Tampa, so half these guys have been in our gym already.
Really?
I mean, people want to come to Tampa, so
of course they do.
Herb Jones was down here a couple weeks ago. He was in our gym, getting a workout in. Keon Ellis will be up here next week. Brandon Miller most likely will be here in August. Tampa's a place people want to hang out, right?
Wow.
So very fortunate. And so our guys will get to see those guys on a regular basis. And it's really fun to follow their careers. But, I'm not taking all the credit for how those guys got to where they are. But I do think the way that we played at Alabama definitely helped propel them in that process.
Bryan Hodgson is our guest, new USF men's basketball coach. It's got 13 new guys coming into the team. It'll be a whole new team. That's a fascinating story. I'm glad I asked that question and got that answer, because I can imagine. By the way, I'm signing that whole pitch you just made. I'm in. I got it, and I do need to work on my left.
And he didn't ask for any NIL money. We're in business. Free one.
I know my worth.
Better check his eligibility first.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to bring the team GPA up. I do know that. It's about the best thing I could give you. All right, tell me a little bit more about some of the players that are going to round out this team. We talked about the point guard.
So Joe Pinion, another guy that I brought with me, former top 100 recruit, started his career at the University of Arkansas and then came to play with us last year at Arkansas State University. And to give an easy comp for our fan base, we played Memphis last year. They were 18th in the country, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We went in and popped Memphis at Memphis, and he had 25 points in that game.
Wow.
So one of the best shooters I've ever been around, 6'5".
Memphis had a good
athlete.
squad last year.
Yeah.
I was sitting on courtside with my good friend Clay, who's a big booster. I'll introduce you to him. He loves USF basketball.
Nice.
Sits right there on the floor.
Great.
One of my good buddies. He just like, can I come in and meet Coach Hodgson? I said, we'll get that done.
Bring him on in.
We'll get that done.
Yeah.
We'll get that done at some point. So
we got Joe.
Yeah.
Again, I mentioned Wes Enos, Division II, probably the best player to leave Division II this year. To give some perspective, Wes was the player of the year and defensive player of the year in his conference. The second best player on his team signed at Auburn.
Wow.
So to put things in perspective a little bit, from there, we've got Devin Hade from Central Connecticut State, an all NEC guy, a big 6'5" athletic wing, 25 years old, phenomenal story. I'll let him tell someday, but didn't get recruited out of high school, was working a third shift job, and then tried out and made a junior college team, and the rest is history.
And now he's playing. That's awesome. What year is he?
The rules have changed so much.
He's
a senior, but maybe a junior. We
Okay.
have him at least for one, but possibly for two.
Nice.
Because he can get that junior college year back. We've got Josh Amojafo, who had 22 points against Alabama in the first round of the NCAA tournament, a transfer from Robert Morris, another 6'5" wing. You're going to see a common theme.
Yeah.
We've got Damian Collins, former top 20 recruit in the country. Started his career out at Kentucky, a 6'10", elite athlete, shot blocker, 4'5", from LSU, transfer from LSU, who I think's got a chance to be one of the better players in the American. We've got our three Canadians who, for anybody that hasn't seen, we're just participating in the FIBA Under-19 World Cup, which was over in Switzerland, and
Nice.
I actually made the trip to go watch them. And so basically all the countries take the 12 best players from their country. The Canadians lost to Team USA, who eventually won the entire thing. 12 best players under 19 from the United States. Canadians lost by 6, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 8. It was a one possession game with about 3 minutes to go. For a bulk of that game, our guys were the best players on the floor.
Damn. And this is the best the USA has.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Adriel Niorha had 16 points and 6 assists, if I'm not mistaken. Onyx Nani, another 6'9" freshman, had, I believe, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks. Tristan Beckford had 18 points and 8 rebounds against Team USA. And it feels a little un-American, but I felt like they kind of got the short end of the stick. Team USA shot 47 free throws. The Canadians shot 20 and lost by 6. So a little disparity there. But,
yeah. That's all right. You can say that.
Yeah. So I'm going to root for my guys, right?
Absolutely. We talk about loyalty, right?
Yeah,
These are your guys.
We've got 4 Canadians on the team. So, and I've had a long history.
Well, they're Bulls now.
They are Bulls.
So that's what's most important.
Got a long history of recruiting Canada, so you'll see that as a common theme with us. I've had a lottery pick, played versus Alabama. I recruit Toronto pretty heavily, some strong relationships there. Caleb Sanders, you mentioned from right here locally, who's phenomenal, top 150 player in the country. Gavin Hightower, top 150 player in the country from Sierra Canyon High School in Los Angeles, a little point guard that we've got.
How are you going to keep all these kids happy? You got a lot of talent here.
We do. And
how deep do you typically go on your bench? What's your rotation?
We'll probably be 11 in the non-con.
Yeah.
By the time we get to the heart of conference play, we're usually down to 9.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. So Deontay Green is coming back from last year's team, but he's going to be out this year with an Achilles that happened last season. So we have 14 guys. We'll play 11 early, play 9 down the stretch, and there's a good chance maybe we redshirt a couple freshmen. You never know how things will stack up because they've been so good here early. But we've got a great group. I'm really excited about.
Bryan Hodgson joining us here, USF men's basketball coach. In his first 100 days, recruited the top 30 class, 29 class, maybe even, well, it's got to be higher than that with the guys that weren't counted into this. So tell me, what's the transition been like for you? What was it about South Florida that you loved, USF?
Yeah, but before we get there, real quick, I don't want to leave this out. we get so caught up talking about the new guys. We said CJ Brown has been phenomenal.
One of your holdovers, yeah.
Our offense and CJ is a perfect marriage. Got a chance to put college basketball on notice this year. And more importantly, and this ties into your question, CJ could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, he was in the portal.
Could have gone anywhere, and he chose to stay here at South Florida. And we had a quick conversation, and for about a week. And so I'd like to think that I have a very small part in that, but more importantly, this community, the university, our athletic department, our fan base had the biggest part in that. He wanted to stay here. And that says a lot about this place, which, excuse me, leads to what you just asked. I fell in love with this opportunity. Had several opportunities this offseason. As I went through the interview process and spoke to the leadership that we have here in place at the University of South Florida, obviously Michael Kelly's not here anymore, but started with Michael Kelly and Lee Butler, and I was, was all in. And then I was fortunate enough to get to have conversations with President Law, Chairman of the board, William Weatherford, Vice Chairman Mike Griffin, CEO of the foundation, Jay Stroman. And alignment was something I was really looking for. I've been around the block now. I've seen what it looks like. I've seen what athletic departments look like when they don't have it. This place has it. You got a bunch of people that are highly invested into one common goal. And that's to improve the University of South Florida's athletic department and the university as a whole, and to make Tampa proud. And that their vision, their enthusiasm. I fell in love with the slogan, Tampa Bay's home for hoops. I think that's great. We've got hockey, we've got baseball, we've got football. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, all three have won their respective championships in the last 5 years. Yeah. Right. So that's unheard of. So now we're going to bring the basketball. Yeah. The
Rays have gotten close, but they got to the World Series. They didn't win it, but
I'm sorry, went in the last 5 years. Yes, went. Excuse me.
Well, with the new owners, we're going to get there.
Yeah, we're going to get. I'm all in on the Rays. By the way, I have no real true baseball loyalty, so I am all in on the Rays.
Fantastic. Yeah, I can't be a Blue Jay fan.
No. I'm not a Blue Jay fan. Closest. Yeah, that would have been the closest team outside of that. You're looking at Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
No.
And
gross.
Yeah, yeah. My grandfather, my dad, and my grandparents are from Pittsburgh, so I was kind of there, kind of the Braves growing up. I mean, that
we all were there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was unbelievable baseball.
Smoltzy was on the show Friday.
Was he really?
Yeah, he's a friend of the program.
Okay,
you'll meet him.
I grew up watching.
He loves hoops. You would have recruited John Smoltz. He was a hell of a basketball player.
Really?
Yeah, in Michigan. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, he multi-sport athlete.
I was all
big
in
time.
on Smoltz, man.
Yeah,
and they were on TV every night, right?
Yeah, right. TBS.
So, TBS. I watched the Braves all the time. Chipper Jones, that whole crew. And so, long story short, I wanted to be a part of being behind the face of basketball for such a great city like Tampa.
Yeah.
I've argued this with anybody that'll listen. Where in the country is better to live than Tampa, Florida?
There isn't. This is it.
We can.
I argue that all the time.
I'm ready to argue if anybody wants. I mean, you can talk about some other places like Charleston and San Diego, places I love to go visit.
Yeah.
They're not Tampa.
No. We have it all.
We do.
We got the weather. We got the beaches. We've got the major sports. We've got major entertainment. And as something you probably already figured out, the people are different here. Yeah. It's not Miami. It's not all the show and the glitz and the glamour. These are grounded people, very much a blue collar, very much like Buffalo, I think, without the freezing cold.
I like to say that, without the cold.
Yeah.
I like to say this. Now, we're not going to just blast Buffalo. Now, if you were in Buffalo right now in the summertime, you wouldn't leave.
No, I said the people are awesome.
Yeah, the people
I
great.
love the Bills Mafia.
I will.
You've jumped through a table. You told me this.
I've been through tables.
We love the people up there.
I was at a
They're
game.
not Philadelphia. That's for sure.
I was at a game against the Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning, where I couldn't see the fans on the other side of the stadium from my seats because of the snow, which was awesome.
Which you don't have to worry about here.
So back to Tampa and how great of a city. My only complaint is, and I may get blasted for this, I think we need some driving courses. to be taken here in Tampa.
That is a very popular opinion.
Those are transplants, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where they're from, but it's. I mean, it is a lot. You got to have a head on a swivel.
Yeah,
driving around Tampa.
It's brutal, bro.
Those are the Ohio transplants.
That's a very popular opinion. Yes.
Yeah, Ohio transplants. That makes a lot of sense.
A lot of people that don't know the rules of the road here that were probably just came here recently, and somebody threw them a set of keys and said, "Yeah, go ahead and drive the car."
I think someone told them that, hey, here in Tampa, we don't have to use turn signals. I think that's what
drives me crazy.
What happened. But I love it. We've my family and I, we've settled in here in South Tampa.
Beautiful place.
Oh man, what a cool place to live.
Yeah.
We love every second of it. You get the big city / small town feel at the same time.
You got it. You figured it out.
15 minutes from everything, man. It's great.
Yeah, it is a wonderful place to live. But you know, I come from a Florida State background. In fact, when we first got into the ACC, I was a basketball analyst on the radio network working with the great Gene Deckerhoff. So I got to tour the ACC, you know, and after shoot arounds, we'd run Cameron Indoor, the Dean Dome, all the places, all these great places, Tobacco Road. It was a dream come true for a hoops junkie like me. But if there's one thing that's missing in Tampa, it's big time hoops. And we've just
Not
never
anymore.
And you know, Amir gave us a taste a couple of years ago. And when FAU came here, that place was freaking jumping. The line was around the building. The Yuengling Center had a feel to it like I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It had a feel to it and a vibe to it that I've never seen in USF. Back in the early, they were top 25 under Seth for a little bit. We had it going a little bit, but that was a different type of deal. And I'm like, man, we need this. We need this like on a every year basis. And we're hoping to God that you can bring that vibe back. And it sounds like you're well on your way.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons, again, why I wanted to be here and turn down other opportunities to be here. And I won't name the other schools, but some of these other schools were places that other people would think, well, why wouldn't you take that? Why would you go to? I get the question on the road all the time. And I love telling people why.
Yeah.
But Coach Amir set the tone and showed people how special this place was. And so this is not a rebuild. I get the opportunity to build on a foundation that he laid. And I couldn't be more proud to be able to follow him and what he did, because he's one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. And so very, very fortunate to have this opportunity. And you know, again, he was really able to show how special this place. He did it right away.
Yeah.
I mean, won the league in year one. And so just thrilled to be here and build on that foundation. I think I take pride at Arkansas State. We went from second lowest or lowest attendance in the league when I took the job over. This last year, we were number one in the league in attendance. We went from about averaging around 1,000 fans per game to about 7,500.
Wow.
And so we're going to do that here. We're going to get in the community. We're going to get out on campus. All the things Coach Amir did a phenomenal job at. You want to talk about engaging the student body?
Yeah, he
did. They loved coaching for good reason, and we're going to follow that lead and make sure we've got one of the best home court environments in college basketball.
Yeah, you know, Brian, I wanted to get into that a little bit real quick.
Hear from Tim here.
We've talked about your players quite a bit. Let's talk about you a little bit. You turned around an Arkansas State team in literally 2 years, back-to-back 21 seasons, 25 wins last year. You took them to the postseason for the first time since most of our listeners have been alive in 1999. Where did you get your basketball brain? Like, what do you credit to your knowledge and your ability to turn a program around like that was literally just sort of bobbing up and down, ready to sink?
Yeah, first and foremost, I've got the best staff in the country, and I'm very fortunate they all came here with me. I can't stand the head coaches that sit up here in the media and me. I've got the best assistants and support staff in the country. They're all a lot smarter than me. And so that plays a huge part in it. We take pride in outworking people, but I also got to give a ton of credit to Nate Oates, head coach at the University of Alabama, my mentor. Worked for him for 8 years, 4 years at the University of Buffalo, 4 years at Alabama. We took over a program at Alabama that hadn't won anything in a long time. And we won 4 SEC championships in 4 years.
How about that?
Put 12 players in the NBA in 4 years, 4 first-round draft picks. He is probably the best mind in college basketball. You look at a program 6 years ago, was anybody talking about Alabama basketball?
No.
They're coming off a back-to-back Final Four, Elite Eight. SEC championship, #1 overall seed the year before that. And so I thought I knew basketball when I went to work for Nate as a young 26-year-old assistant at the University of Buffalo. I had no idea. And I learned so much under Coach Oates. And we emulate a lot that they do and put my own spin on those things. And we've had a lot of success with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Last thing for me. What do you need from us? You said getting out in the community, and I've been on this for a long, long time. We need to be better as a fan base, not only for our Rays, Bucks, Lightning. We got great fans here. I just think we need to be better for USF. And so, what do you need from us in terms of money, support? What can we do?
Yeah, so it's such a great job. We don't have to go out and necessarily beat the streets, which I've had to do at some other places. We've got great resources, but obviously college athletics, right? It's part of the deal. So we're hosting a golf tournament on August 25th. It's kind of going to be our one men's basketball specific fundraiser for the year. And it's more so, it's not necessarily about raising funds. We don't have this crazy need right now that we just got to go get money. We want to tap into the community, right? And so we're looking for whole sponsors. We're looking for anybody that wants to put a foursome in. It's going to be at TPC Tampa on August 25th. The link is all over our social media. And so if you want to,
we'll fill it up.
Yeah. If you're interested in signing up as a sponsor or, putting a foursome in, I'll tell you this. I don't want to say now, but we're going to have some great celebrity appearances at the golf tournament.
Nice.
And B, the tee gifts are going to probably the best tee gifts you'll get at any golf tournament around here.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
There's going to be some exclusive stuff that the only time you're able to get this gear is at our golf tournament once a year. And so
this is from your golf tournament.
Okay.
Of years past.
Yeah. We're
football
taking,
team. Yeah.
We're taking it up a notch.
Yeah.
And so there's going to,
he ain't lying, by the way.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
We've got some stuff in the works that, like, if you're not there, there's definitely going to be a little fear of missing out. Afterwards.
Oh, a little FOMO.
Yeah.
Okay.
FOMO. So
all right.
We've been doing it at Arkansas State the last 2 years. We've had a blast. We're only taking 22 teams. We're about half full right now. And so,
that's going to go fast.
So we want to get this thing filled up and hit the sponsorships and get those filled up. But all the players will be there on every tee box, the whole coaching staff,
awesome.
Along with some local Tampa celebrities, sports figures, and even some from across the country.
Awesome. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time to come in here. You're welcome anytime. If you're just running around getting a workout in, pop in. We'll just talk some hoops. We got so much more to talk about it, but we're here for you. We're going to promote this program. We're going to promote your golf tournament every day till we get it full up. So keep me posted.
Can I get one thing? I want
do whatever you want.
I want to know.
It's your show.
They can tag me on social media. I want to know what the best Bills backers bar is in Tampa.
I already know. Riveters.
It is
the official sports bar of the JP Peterson Show.
Really?
Yes. Bills Mafia.
Mafia. Yep.
I'm pretty. I'll have to double check.
Okay.
But if it's not that, it may be the patio.
Okay.
It's either that, but I know.
There's also now, shameless plug, Duff's Chicken Wings is now in Tampa.
Yeah.
And so if you haven't, that's true Buffalo Chicken Wings, but I'm sure people will be going there for the games. But yeah, I'm gonna be somewhere on Sundays watching my Bills.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna drag you over to Riveters and try their chicken wings too. We'll do a little video. Since you're an expert. We'll do a little video.
I want to follow how they rank. I just want to hang with you for a week, and I followed your social media from this last weekend. That looks like my kind of weekend. I saw some boat action, saw a little country club, pool action, got the dog in the water. So I just book a weekend with,
This is why I do what I do.
Yeah.
My lovely wife, who's from upstate New York, is already chiming in, and she said, Tampa is not upstate. LOL. I'm like, our weather's way better, but the people are similar, I think.
Yeah, they are good.
I think are good,
hardworking people,
blue collar people. Yeah,
absolutely. Where's your wife from?
She's from Rochester area.
Wow.
Saratoga.
Okay. So she Saratoga, summertime in Saratoga. Beautiful.
The best, right?
Racetrack, yeah.
Yeah.
So if she's from the Rochester area, she knows about a garbage plate. That's probably something that's
garbage plate.
Yeah, you have to ask her about that.
All right, chime in, honey. Absolutely. Well, Coach, thanks so much for jumping in, man. I really appreciate it. It's great to meet you. I look forward. Yeah, we could definitely hang out at the Palmacia pool whenever you want. Bring the fam over. Absolutely.
There's like a 15-year wait list, so I'm going to have to come
with you. Kyle Tucker can't even get in. Best player in baseball. He can't even get in. It's ridiculous. But you know people, and I'll introduce you to a lot of people. So it's better. It's actually better being a guest than it is being a member. Trust me.
Right?
Hell yeah. That's why my friends made me a member. They were sick of me mooching off them as a guest. I'm like, get your ass in here.
I bet.
They forced me to come in. Yeah. All right, Coach. Appreciate you. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, and we got some Rays baseball to talk about. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES, lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. We are in the Jeeves Law Group studio as we speak. So if you have any legal issues, get your free case evaluation at the JeevesLawGroup.com. And by the great folks at On-Site Construction and Restoration. Need any restoration at your home, Coach? These are the folks that do it. Jason Fawcett will be joining us as well. So OnSiteConstructionFL.com is the link. OnSiteConstructionFL.com. Back in 3. Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to ItalianoInsurance.com. Go Rays! JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on this beautiful Tuesday. Ding dong, the Wicked Witch is dead. Timmy's back. There's Doug. We don't need Doug in there. Not yet.
You got your cameras all messed up. I'm having issues putting the right screens on.
All right, I can turn this. Hold on. Let's do this right.
Well, it's actually just in StreamYard.
You want to do this like just in StreamYard?
You have that as like your main. I'll text you.
All right, you don't think this is going to work? There you go. That's a little cockeyed. All right, there we go. So there we go.
How about that?
That's a little better. Do you like that shot?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Clean it up. All right, I can go with that. All right, beautiful. Little on-air producing here. Man, that guy's freaking awesome. Gives me major Amir vibes.
Yeah, big time. I was thinking that too.
Like Amir, relationship guy. All the thing, the player development stuff. Did that just blow your mind like it blew my mind?
How deep they go with that stuff, just incredible.
And here's the thing, like he understands that the biggest motivator for all these guys is the NBA. I mean, every one of them thinks they're going to the NBA, and that's fine. They should. They should. If you're a 3-star, you should think you're going to the NBA. And you want to develop your game and be as good as you can be. And these guys got it on lock. I mean, they figured it out. And you got proof of performance. You got 12 guys in the NBA. You guys coming back and working out with these kids. That sells more than anything. He's figured, I am running. Run, don't walk to your local bookmaker. And whatever the over-under is for USF basketball.
Their wins.
Freaking mortgage. The freaking mortgage.
Take the over.
And more. Gather up all of your shekels, all of your ill-gotten booty. Take it down to the gold and diamond source. Get cash for it because they're paying more for gold than ever before. I got the whole thing down. So go to the gold and diamond source. This is a live read and content all in one. So, gold and diamond. There we go. Now we're cooking. Go down to the gold and diamond source. Steal all your wife's jewelry. Don't do that. But get your gold down there. Go get your Guido chain that you had in high school that's been sitting in that box that you just can't get rid of. It's got sentimental value. I know. It was your first time. But take it in. Cash it in. Get that money and put it on the over. Take a little slice out and put them on USF to win the AAC.
Your kids don't need to go to college. Just get that money too.
No, they don't. Trust me, they don't. The college is completely overrated now. Yep. Completely overrated. So
Ken's here for you.
GoldenDiamond.com.
Ken wants to go to the Golden Diamond Exchange.
All right, Ken is in. All right, here we go. Let's welcome in the great Ken Hagan, Hillsborough County Commissioner. There he is. It's a momentous day, my friend. The Rays are being sold. This is when Ken Rosenthal said, when JP Peterson says it, I get it. But when Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellich say it, then confirm my reporting, it's a done deal. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thanks, buddy. First of all, you're killing me with the Guido chain line there. That was Yeah,
You got one, don't you?
bad
With an Italian horn on
memories.
it, I bet.
I know if I do, I'm quite certain you do as well.
Oh,
So,
hell yes. Big fat Italian horn right
JP's
there.
still wearing his.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, yes.
Oh,
It was. I used to work as a lifeguard on a water slide. And, I'd have to clean out the filter every now and then. It was a gold mine. It's a complete gold mine. Yeah.
Absolutely.
My girlfriend had the best jewelry, and my mom in all of Hollywood, Florida. It's fantastic. Anyway, but that's not why we're here. So the Rays apparently looks like they have been sold. And we've been talking about this obviously for a long, long time. And what obviously you've come on this program weeks ago and said you're very confident you can get a deal done. That's what people want to know. Where's the stadium going to be? Does Hillsborough County have money? What do you know about this group? I know we've talked about this before, but let's refresh everybody.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, you mentioned how Ken Rosenthal certainly has street cred, if you will, but I want to say no one's fought this fight harder than you over the last 15 years. And
thank you, sir.
Certainly, when you said you do your due diligence, you do your homework as well as anybody or better than anybody. So I appreciate everything you've done throughout this process. So
thank you for that. I mean, we got a lot of boots on the ground here. I've been here a long time. I know a lot of rich people, and so it's been a fun ride, and we've taken our shots together, but it looks like this is finally going to come to fruition.
No, yes, sir. Very well stated. First of all, again, I'm very, very pleased and encouraged by yesterday's announcement. It is consistent with what both Commissioner Manfred and the new ownership group had indicated to me. And I just assured them that once a sale is consummated, that our team will be prepared to sit down and begin having a serious discussion on the ownership group's goals and plans and what they would like to see. But we're going to be ready, and I'm very encouraged with this group, and let's get the deal done.
Yeah. And everybody wants to know who the Tampa Bay elite businessmen are, and I've been sworn to secrecy. I know you have as well. So in time, this is going to come out, right? I mean, at some point, this will all come out. All the owners will be named, and we characterize it as these are well-known people that the city will trust, as opposed to the last ownership group, that the fans will trust, that the voters can get behind. I know Absolutely. This is not going to be, tax money, property tax money, but that the voters, that you're a politician, you're going to give money, you need a return on investment, right? And that's what you have to show the folks, and the folks need to be invested in the ownership group.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And I've consistently stated for 15 years that I've been, through this journey, that protecting the taxpayers is paramount, and we're going to do that. That being said, you brought up a good point. When I last met with Commissioner Manfred, I shared with him that I was supremely confident. I might have even said that on your show.
You did.
That if we had an opportunity to sit down with an ownership group that had significant local ties, because how important that is to have folks here that the community knows, the electeds know, and trust, that we would be able to reach a deal. And that's because of having that local tie-in, if you will. Again, I didn't know Patrick before. I certainly like the fact that we're both Gators, because he's a University of Florida trustee, and
yes, he is.
And candidly, when we did meet, we over half the time was talking about UF and and about the school and what they're going through now in the presidential search and all that stuff. But the fact that we do have a local component, significant local component, certainly will make it much easier to come up with an agreement.
Can you give us any type of indication of where the money's going to come from? We talked about the SITs last time you were on. How does that play in this time where it didn't play in last time with the Rays?
Well, that's a good point, and one that I shared, again, both with Commissioner Manfred and with the new ownership group, that we would pick up where we left off with the last discussion we had with the Rays and our financial model. But we do have the benefit of the SITs, as you would say, being renewed. and that offers a potential additional revenue source for, at a minimum, infrastructure. Now, how much, where, those kind of things, too soon to tell, if you will, but that wasn't available last time. And so anything that can be counted on our side of the ledger, even if it's for a parking garage or for infrastructure that's used beyond just for the ballpark, is something that for most folks is politically palatable. Even for, I would suggest, even for Governor DeSantis. Last time I spoke with him, he was very clear that he would not support taxpayer money to build a stadium, but that for infrastructure is something that he could certainly consider. And I believe,
and that's significant, right? And that, because then you can move your money to the stadium if he's taking care of his infrastructure. And
you probably know this better than me, but I believe there was funding in this year's budget for USF for infrastructure. Not to go vertical for their new stadium, but for infrastructure supporting it, because there's a valid basis, not just for people to go to USF football games, but it helps to improve the infrastructure and the accessibility all around the ballpark. And that's why most folks, not everyone, there's always going to be people that push back and are going to oppose anything and everything. But the fact that we can improve the area beyond just for those that attend a baseball game or a football game, for most folks is politically palatable.
Ken Hagan joining us, Hillsborough County Commission. Jane Castor, Mayor of Tampa, has been much more vocal, to me, it seems, this time around. She seems very confident that this can get done. Where does the city, how do they play into this? Can they add some money to the ledger?
Well, I think the most important thing, and it's what I learned very early on when I started going down this journey and studying previous ballpark efforts in other communities, that it was truly critical to have the buy-in of all of the jurisdictions, if you will, for the city, the county, the sports authority, because those are the three entities at the end of the day that'll be voting on any type of ballpark. And so our team consists of myself, Mayor Castor, Eric Hart, CEO of the Sports Authority, Bonnie Wise, County Administrator, and John Bennett, the City of Tampa, or the Mayor's Chief of Staff. And so we are one team. We work together. It's not one trying to up the other. We're reading from the same hymn book, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so that's a benefit. I know Miami had challenges with that many moons ago, building their ballpark, and I wanted to ensure that that wasn't going to take place this time around. But the mayor is fully supportive of this effort. Mm-hmm. Again, it goes beyond just the mayor. It involves city council with the county commission. It goes way beyond me. At the end of the day, it requires 4 votes of both bodies. And what would likely be the scenario, as what we've done with renovation agreements to Amalie Arena and Raymond James in the past, is assuming we can get to an understanding or a term sheet, we would 1 week, we would have 3 votes. The Sports Authority meets on Tuesday afternoon, County Commission meets Wednesday morning, City Council meets Thursday morning. So it'd be a series of votes, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that would is how it would play out in all likelihood.
Do you have any idea what the numbers might be? It's my understanding that this group has some deep pockets and they want to do development and around it, which obviously developers will pay a portion of it. And there can be some special taxing districts, right? If it's in the city. Tell me a little bit about how that helps pay over time, correct? Kind of pay as you go.
Accurate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have any specificity as far as exact numbers.
Right.
I did confirm with the new ownership group that development will be a part of the deal, and it frankly it has to be, unless you're insanely wealthy and have the ability to come in and bankroll a $2 billion ballpark and increase your payroll and do all the things that you have to do, which is highly unlikely and really doesn't exist in today's environment. You're going to need those creative financial sources in order to make the numbers work. And so development is going to be a part of the deal, irrespective of the particular location. So confirm that with Patrick. And so again, our model was heavily user fee based. It was heavily based on tourist tax dollars, on CRA dollars that can only be used in a certain specific area, creating a CDD, where essentially the property owners are taxing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not relying on general revenue or property tax dollars to finance the ballpark. And so I've always told folks that the devil's in the details. And at the end of the day, if it's a raw deal, if it doesn't protect taxpayers, I'll be the first one to vote against it, and it won't get support. But I'm confident that with this group that we can come to an agreement that's a win-win.
Yes.
For the organization and team, but also for the taxpayers of Hillsborough County and the city of Tampa.
And I think that's what we've said, and we got a lot of new viewers, so maybe they're not aware of this, but we've been talking about this since the Tampa original deal, and then the St. Pete deal and other deals that have been talked about. And you look around the country, and Tim can chime in here if he wants about Texas. They build stadiums every week. You have to, if you have willing ownership and you have willing municipalities that know what they're doing, these things can come together rather quickly, and they can come together very well. But you have to have them working together, and that's never been the situation with Stu Sternberg. It's always been this, and so this is what's going to make this deal so much easier.
Anytime we build a Starbucks in Dallas, they have to build a stadium next to it. That's how we do it.
Hey, I'm jealous. I'm envious.
Right?
I've been to Globe Life. I've been to the other ballpark there that's still there.
Yeah.
Texas, I guess they're using it for rodeos or something. I don't know. But but they have a wonderful model, as does with their Texas Live.
Yeah, Atlanta as well.
I was out there for the World Series, and you go into the restaurants there, and you have dinner, buy a couple beers, you get your bill. I don't remember the exact percentage, but a certain percentage goes toward paying for the ballpark. Right. Atlanta, again, and you're well aware of the Atlanta situation with the battery there, that they've tripled their tax base and all the revenues that come in. But that was just an example of how the Braves led the process. They came forward with their commitment. They brokered that deal in 3 months.
Yeah.
2.5
in Atlanta when it happened. We broke the story on our morning show. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. The CEO of the Braves, Terry McGurk, walked me through the entire process. I mean, they had code names and different words they were using, but 2.5 years later, they were playing ball. Yeah,
think about it. We've been on this journey for 15 years, but that's because the current ownership group refused to lead. They always wanted the business leaders and the political leaders to lead the process, when it's this should be a group effort, and you need to be at the table. And for many years, that just wasn't the case.
Yeah, exactly. Ken Hagan joining us here. So you said 2.5 years. Is that even possible in this situation? Because people are saying, not till 2030. No way.
The goal is 2029. I can tell you that in my conversation with the new ownership group, their financial models are for 29 and 30. The goal would be for 29. We have time to meet that timeline, but don't have the luxury of a significant amount of time. Right. But certainly, I guess we have the benefit of being able to hit the ground running, and that we have the model that we utilized before. So we dust that off. We start with that. But again, we had the benefit of the SITs passing. So we're in a much better place financially in order to come to an agreement.
All right. The question I get all the time is, what about the Bucs? What about the Bucs? What do they need? How does this work in for that? And I know they haven't really come to you yet, so you don't know. There's a lot of question marks.
True. A couple of things there. We are essentially in a holding pattern right now. We are waiting for the Glaziers to share with us what they're thinking as far as their renovation plans, as far as their potential development plans, which I believe there'll be an element of development with the new renovation agreement that'll come forward. The important thing about that is that we will secure that the team remains here for decades to come, while we will also improve the revenue sharing and improve the deal for taxpayers. I can 100% assure you of that. But unfortunately, we're still on a waiting pattern. And I know that frustrates Eric Hart, the Sports Authority. It frustrates Rob Higgins with the Sports Commission, because the NFL has told us you're not getting another Super Bowl until you have the next renovation agreement. Raymond James is a fine stadium. It has a significant shelf life left, but it doesn't. We do not need a new stadium, but we do need to keep it up, technologically efficient, keep it one of the better ballparks in the country. Again, it's not a Allegiant Field. It's not a SoFi out in LA, but it's still a damn good
it's a great
field.
stadium.
And every year, Ray J gets ranked in the top 5 as far as facilities, and it's something that Eric Hart, the Sports Authority, is very, very proud of. End of the day, though, I'm not worried about capacity when it comes to financial capacity, when it comes to the Rays, the Bucs, and the Lightning, because they're, for the most part, going to be different revenue streams. And I can also tell you that hopefully within the next 2 months, we'll have the Lightning renovation agreement in front of us. We'll approve that. So that'll be one step, one box that we can check. And again, we're still in a holding pattern for the Buccaneers. But I believe that'll come forward here relatively soon.
Yeah. Well, anything else that I've missed here that we need to throw out there?
So it's again, it's exciting. I'm very enthusiastic. I'm encouraged about the news, and hopefully it won't take too long for the deal to be consummated and for MLB to approve the new ownership group. I strongly believe they will, based on my conversations with Commissioner Manfred, and then I'll be picking up the phone and we'll be getting to work.
Awesome. Well, Ken, thank you again for all your political capital that you've spent on this. And, it's, some members of the media have noted you talk a lot, and we appreciate and we appreciate you talking to us, and maybe they'll mention where they heard your words in their stories. That would be nice. So thank you for coming on this show and talking to the fans and always keeping them, abreast of what's going on. Your communication has been tremendous. Your work has been dogged. It's been awesome. And without you, none of this happens. None of this happens.
Very much, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate your kind words. And I've always tried to be as transparent as possible while acknowledging you cannot negotiate in public. You cannot put ourselves in a position where you're negotiating against a St. Pete or some other area. And so it's a fine line, but I really do try my best to be as transparent. And when there are substantive updates, I try and bring it forward. And again, like I said earlier, keep fighting the good fight. We wouldn't be here without your efforts as well. So appreciate it, buddy.
Well, thanks, partner. Thank you. Keep go to work now. Go get this thing done. It might just start. 15 years in the making. It's just starting. Go to work.
Sir. All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. The great Ken Hagan right there. Hillsborough County Commission. Yeah. A lot of news we just broke right there.
Special stuff right there, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if we want it, we just ask for a little credit. Just give us a little credit. If you heard it here, use it. JP Peterson Show.
All of the people
10 to 12.
All of the people who matter, JP, credit you for what you've done.
And I'm not trying to get credit. I'm just trying to, for our sponsors and for our Petermans, the people, our fans, that support us on social media and support us monetarily and go to our sponsors and all that. Yeah. We can't do what we do without them, so we need you guys to support our sponsors. And I want the credit for our group here. It's not just me. It's you. It's all the Petermans. It's all the folks that are part, all of our great sponsors here. You want independent media, and I'm able to do what I'm able to do. Listen, when I was at Channel 8, I had multiple scoops that I would bring to my news director. And, and I was told, no, not until the paper reports it.
So there was a pecking order for breaking news.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's like, now if this reporter reports it, then we can go with it. And then we have to cite the Tribune. I'm like,
wow.
What are you talking about?
A hierarchy for breaking news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah. Because we were owned by the same company.
Right.
And they want, the newspaper was dying. So they wanted to, not because of the people that working there weren't awesome people. It was just part of the
print media.
Yeah, it's print media. It's just part of the deal. So we were doing convergence. And I worked with Roy Cummings and Eric Erlinson. They were freaking fantastic. Martin Fennelly, Joey Johnston, Ira Kaufman, all of them. They were awesome. They're fantastic. but we had this weird hierarchy that we couldn't do this. So being an independent media now, I answer to myself, and I apply journalistic standards whenever as best I can. And I tell you these things all the time. It's like, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I can tell you I think is going to happen. Sometimes that gets misconstrued with reporting this X, Y, and Z. And it's the way we're able to do that here, And yeah, there's a higher, probably a much higher level of scrutiny, at the times or things like that, what things they can and cannot say. That's why I couch so much of what I say. And like, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I've been told. This is, this, I definitely think this is happening. This is happening. So, it's a different medium. And that's great. We should have all types of opinions and all types of mediums. I certainly respect what they do. I don't always agree with what they write, obviously, which is my right to disagree. But I totally respect what they're doing, how they're doing. I've been in their seat before. It's not easy. And, but that's fine. We can have a discussion about these things. But, bottom line is, through this entire process, I've been talking to people within the groups, all the groups, and I brought you my best analysis of what I've had heard. And we told you in February that it was a locally based group that was the group that had been identified by Major League Baseball as the one going forward. We've told you that Major League Baseball is driving this bus, not Stu Sternberg. So for those of you who rightly are concerned, I'm not going to believe it until it's, pen to paper. I get it. But you must understand the Major League Baseball is driving this bus, not Stu Sternberg. That's why, the Times went to Stu Sternberg for a comment. No comment, because they have been shut down by baseball. No more commenting. Major League Baseball is running this deal. It's not Stu Sternberg. Now, they may or may not have invoked the best interest of baseball clause on Stu, like they did on Marge Schott and others. I've heard word that might have been done. I'm not reporting that, but when it's all said and done, we may learn that. I do know this. Major League Baseball has been driving this. Otherwise, you guys would be right. We'd be at this for another 25 years if Stu had his way. But enough is enough, and this is what's happening. And we told you back then, it's a Tampa group, and they're going to build it. Their preference is to build in Tampa. Now, you heard everything that Ken just said there. It seems like a great framework, B, for this deal to get done. I mean, is that what you heard, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Everything was positive.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like
we told you in February when we first reported this. And I said, I am reporting this. This is the group that is dealing with Major League Baseball. They are the favored group. They have deep pockets. They want to build in Tampa, and they're going to move forward. And that's exactly what they've done. They got now Zalupski. I did not mention his name, although his name was known to me, but I did not think he was going to be the anchor investor. Right. Things change. And I never said he wasn't. Never said he was. But he emerged as the anchor investor for a multitude of reasons, which I think will become clear when all the names come out. And so, this is exactly what we told you was going to happen in February, and it's happening. So yeah, we'll take credit for that because I get shit all the time from a lot of, but not many. Honestly, there's a couple trolls out there, but 99% of the reaction to this and our reporting has been overwhelmingly positive. So I don't even care about some of you trolls. You think I do, but I don't. You got egg on your face right now. You've been trolling me forever, Shadow of the Stadium, telling me I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. T-Kraz, I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, you're telling me St. Pete deal's going through. It's going to be St. Pete, going to be this, going to be that. Stu's a great owner. I'm sad he's gone. He left the great legacy. Blah, blah, blah. Get out of here.
JP, I am seeing reported on social media the Rays are moving to Orlando.
Yeah, Mike Bianchi is saying that the Orlando deal is on. Yeah, no, that's not happening. No, Tampa.
Sports is fun. Sports is fun.
Yeah, I don't know who's talking to Bianchi. Love Mike, and of course he's going to rally for Orlando. And maybe Stu's talking to him. I'll warn you.
He doesn't
Don't
have anything
believe a
else
word.
to do right now.
Right. Don't believe a word.
Except spread more misinformation.
All right. Evan Klosky's going to join us, and I'm going to get to all of your comments here before we get out of here. So that's all good. We are brought to you by the great folks at Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of your JP Peterson Show. We love the folks over there. Was over there for their microbrew debut. The IPA, the hazy IPA, is fab.
Love a hazy IPA.
Oh my Lord, it's so smooth. You know, Cigar City. I like your highlight. The trip. They've got some great local IPAs, but this one is my favorite as of right now. Hazy IPA, Riveters. It is fantastic. Chris, the brewer, chatted with him the other day. I got my free wings. So good. You know, wings taste even better when they're free. I
wouldn't know.
Yeah, but that freaking with the medium sauce and the blue cheese mixed together with those wings. Oh, I'm dying over here. By the way, we got UFC coming up this weekend. Never a cover for UFC. Never a cover. And, of course, the Rays games before and after. Riveters is the place to go. All right, back at 3 with Evan Klosky and your comments. Stay with us. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com. Hey, JP here for the Gold and Diamond Source. And you know I'm always trying to find ways to save you money or make you money. Well, here's a great idea from Julie and Steve Weintraub at the Gold and Diamond Source. Gold is at an all-time high, so if you bring in your old jewelry, Steve and Julie will buy it off you and offer you the highest trade-in values of the year. It's the perfect time to upgrade what you're not wearing into something you'll never want to take off. So take advantage of that right now. The custom engagement rings to birthstones, tennis bracelets, diamond studs, whatever's on your wish list, the Gold and Diamond Source can make it happen. And did you know they also have the largest selection of any men's jewelry in the area? A great new section there. Check that out. They have free services like free settings, free cleanings, free appraisals, all that stuff right there at the Gold and Diamond Source. Family owned and trusted for over 40 years. Great folks over there. We love promoting these great local companies. None better than the Gold and Diamond Source. 3800 Almerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves. If you're going to hire an attorney, do you want some guy looking for a quick settlement and a quick buck, or do you want an attorney with some chops? Scott is a board-certified civil trial lawyer and a certified circuit court mediator. Been practicing in the Tampa Bay area for over 30 years. He is a peer-reviewed AV preeminent-rated civil trial lawyer. They just don't hand out those classifications. He's been the lead class action counsel on many complex consumer protection cases and has handled hundreds of serious personal injury cases. He's dedicated his career to protecting injured victims and is committed to vigorously representing you. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. Personal injury and personal attention. Call for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. The Jeeves Law Group. Summer is coming. Do not get caught with your unit unprepared. Your AC unit, of course. The awesome folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC have a special going on right now. You get a free 1-year maintenance package with any purchase of a new unit. They have special 60-month financing as well, so you don't need a huge chunk up front. Third Generation has an impeccable reputation built over 30 years of doing business. They do plumbing, AC, mechanical work, anything you need around the house. They are trusted folks. Go to the website and read the 5-star reviews. Deidre said, great company that always arrives timely. We have used them for our AC, both in home and business, and have been very happy. The staff is knowledgeable and professional. I would recommend Third Generation again and again. So give Third Generation a call at 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by On-Site Construction and Restoration. Jason Fawcett was supposed to be in studio with us today, but he's
too busy restoring.
He went to he had got an emergency call to go to a site. So he said, I got to do that first. My clients come first before starting them on the JP Peterson Show. That shows you the kind of commitment that you get with On-Site Construction and Restoration, that when duty calls, he's got to go. And that's what they do over there. That's why their customers give 5-star reviews. That's why you should use them and get the preferred client list. Get on it. That means you call him, set up a meeting. He comes out for free, looks at your house, says these are the possibilities if you want to add on, if you want to restore, if you want to build from the ground up. And by the way, if you have hurricane damage, this is some ways to mitigate it. And if you do, you already know who your contractor is, and you're on the preferred client list. So you don't have to go shopping for a contractor and try and find Yahoo Johnny from Meridian, Mississippi, with his broken down truck who's just going to take your money and do nothing. Go to onsiteconstructionfl.com. Don't go down to Yahoo Johnny's.
Don't let those Texas contractors in your Florida, by the way.
Hell to the no. Hell no. All right, let's welcome in our good friend from Tampa Base 10, the sports director there. He is the great Evan Klosky. Wearing the gear today. Wearing the 10 gear today.
It's a comfortable T-shirt.
Yeah, it looks comfortable.
It is nice.
It's a beautiful day out on the deck today.
It is. Beautiful day on the porch. We all know that the weather's going to come soon enough. So I gotta give my dog her time on the porch.
Man.
Yeah, baby.
So she's enjoying it out here because she's about to be scared. You know what? Once the thunder comes.
Does she not like the thunder?
Oh, hates it. Absolutely hates it.
Tally was never bothered by thunder or fireworks or anything. Like she just does not get bothered.
The thing is, this dog grew up in San Antonio, Texas. We lived right next to Six Flags, and they would do fireworks every night, and she did not care. We moved here, and the thunderstorms are built different, I guess, because all of a sudden she acted like it was like just the worst thing that could ever happen to her.
That's
so we built her like a bunker in our other bathroom, and she's got like her own little apartment in there, and she's taken care of. So but yeah, she's an 80-pound dog who is a little scaredy cat.
Have you ever tried one of those thunder jackets? I got some friends that use those here. Yeah,
we've done the thunder jacket. It's worked a little bit. Now we're on the CBD treats, all natural, by the way, and that knocks
nice.
the edge off. So she's been a lot better. Usually she gets the CBDs, and she's like, "All right, as long as you leave me in this room with we put the iPad on for her, I can handle it."
Nice.
Does she like Shrek? You have to turn on Shrek. That's what my dog watches is Shrek.
Shrek. Yeah.
We usually I just put on ESPN. This dog grew up on San Antonio Spurs basketball, so typically I during NBA season she'll just like stare at the TV when the basketball's on. But now that we're here, she's she understands all four sports.
Turn on the Bruce Bowen highlight reel. She's good to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she was watching Home Run Derby last night. She was fine.
How'd you like that, by the way? How'd you like Junior's performance? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. And, I think for us here, we know how special Junior Caminero is. Yeah. But for certainly the baseball world that, sleeps on the Tampa Bay Rays, you're not in the national picture very often as far as, Fox games, ESPN games, to see Junior go out there, have a great performance against, the home run leader, right there with Aaron Judge as the AL MVP, to take him wire to wire, I think was special. And certainly for him, really important in his career arc and putting him on a bigger stage and knowing that he can perform there. And, hopefully we get to see Junior Caminero play in the playoffs because based on what he did this offseason in the Dominican Republic, we know that he's built for the big moments.
Yeah. Wait, one of our listeners put up in the chat that last night he made $750,000 for finishing second, and his salary this year is $764,000.
Yeah, so, that reminds me of like when Plant Product Pete Alonso, when he won, right? That first year, he made more than his salary, $1 million. So
yeah, that's weird. Baseball, they get a very interesting salary structure because there's so many good young players that are coming in now and dominating that, to be under team control for that long, I think that's going to be definitely a sore spot in the next negotiations because the run up to free agency is just too long.
Yeah, and I would argue that if Major League Baseball is going, it looks like Manfred was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday talking about the Pirates and the system that's in place. Not so much the system with the Pirates, the system of Major League Baseball, and how the fans and the talking point is fans don't believe that it's equitable across the board, right? They don't feel like 100%
true.
They don't feel like they have a chance entering the season. Like, hockey fans, look, the Blackhawks don't feel like they're going to win a Stanley Cup final, but they feel like maybe in due time they'll get there.
It's an even playing field.
Yeah. And so it's definitely this CBA, which is why we're hearing murmurs of why a lockout is very possible in a couple of years, is because it seems like Major League Baseball is finally going to push for that salary cap. Having said that, one of the things that they're going to have to meet the Players Association on MLB side is possibly fixing those years of control. I would imagine that would be the bargaining tactic. Okay, we're going to put a salary. Exactly. Salary floor is going to go up. And also, you guys aren't going to be under team control for half of your life in the MLB, in Major League Baseball. So, hey, maybe you're not going to make as much once you hit free agency, but now you're going to hit free agency quicker. So I think
it's going to spread out the money too, which is, you're not going to have Juan Soto. It's, $750 and Junior Caminero at $760,000. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. And I think, I like the way that the NHL is set up. In my opinion, you have your entry level contract, then the next contract is your bridge deal, and then you make And I mean, obviously at the Major League Baseball level, you'll deal with higher figures, but that structure makes a lot of sense to me, and I do believe that owners would be willing to pay players when they're younger what they're worth. It's just the problem is to become free agents when they're 30. And then at that age, like Pete Alonso, right? I mean, this guy's amazing, but he's old. He's older, I should say. He's older. He's a first baseman. It's diminishing returns. And you know you're not going to make the value on the back half versus if you just would have paid him 5 years ago, you would have had all of his good years. So that has to be fixed for sure.
100%. All right, let's get to the big story that we've been talking about since February, and now the gods that are Ken Rosenthal and Evan Drellich, who are connected at the hip to Rob Manfred, have said this is going to get done by September, so it's a done deal. And they said their preference is to play in Tampa. Sorry, Mike Bianchi, it's not coming to Orlando. Sorry, Lee Bomar in my chat group here. It's not going to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It's going to Tampa. And I don't know if you heard the Hagan interview. Please feel free to take whatever you need from that or get Ken yourself. I'm sure you can. because he broke a lot of news there that how this is going to get done in Tampa. So what are your overall thoughts on where we're at right now?
I mean, overall thoughts are it seems like everything's kind of moving in the direction we thought it was going to move, going back to probably March, right? When Stu officially put the kaputs on the St. Pete deal. That's why, I mean, certainly you have been on the forefront of this. I certainly have said it as well, that when things are quiet, that doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing.
Right.
And so we still don't, I mean, you have that information. I still don't of what the other Tampa investors are going to be. Right now, publicly, we know 3 of the names. And I think from a public side of things, once they kind of hear everybody, it will make a little bit more sense to them.
Yes, it will.
And so that's going to help bridge kind of this thought of, oh, here we are again, and versus where we're going in the future. And I said it last night on air, and I was asked, because I think it's a very pertinent question for a lot of people out there, and I see it all the time on my social media. Why is this time different? Why we've been here for 2 decades and we've heard the same song and dance. Why is this time different? And
Because
my
Major
answer
League Baseball's running the show.
That, and I also said, you got to close the Sternberg book to open up a new book and start a new chapter here,
Right.
and the both books aren't the same. So we've been living in the Sternberg bubble and the way that was going to go. And when he turned down that St. Pete deal, which I think by all accounts was right. I mean, I think your word, I like using boondoggle, right?
Yeah.
It's the fact that he had I don't know how much better of a deal you can get. Like, St. Pete rolled out the red carpet. They gave up so much to try to keep them there. And the fact that he turned that down is proof in and of itself. I don't care what words are. Actions mean more than the words. And the fact is, when you turn down that deal, you're never building a stadium here. Never. Right. Because if that wasn't good enough for you, and you start telling me about what's best for the game of baseball, get out of here. You don't care what's best for the game of baseball. You care what's best for your pockets and what's your business. So it's clear that Stu was never going to build in Tampa Bay. So there is a conversation we got to have with the on-field stuff, and we'll get there. And it's our belief, right? Your belief that they're going to keep as many people on the baseball ops side as possible. Yes. Now that's a 2-way street. Right. Kevin Cash, Eric Neander, they got to buy into what they're selling as well.
Absolutely.
But the fact is, with Stu, there was never a future to build a stadium here. And with this group, there is. And to me, that's the good news, because as long as you have that, you keep building towards the future. We're talking about the Buccaneers in their 50th season coming up. We want to get there for the Rays too. Right. Exactly. We want to have that. And so to me, all positive things. Change sometimes is uncomfortable, but hopefully it's going to lead to a really bright future for Tampa Bay, our city, baseball in our city, and that's all stuff that we love.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Stu that he would have sold the team to somebody who would have moved the team.
I don't disagree.
Or he
would
have moved it himself. He obviously had no loyalty to Tampa Bay, and he wanted to stay in the Trop because he was making so much damn money. He didn't have to he had no stadium costs. Had he even though the Tampa deal, back in 18-19 would have only been $450 million for him, of which $300 million he could have pawned off on naming rights. I mean, it was, so you're talking about $150 million over 30 years, which is nothing. And he still didn't do the deal. And he came back later and said, you know what? I wish I would have done the deal. Of course you do. Because there was a deal to be, and he should have done the deal. But the point is, Stu's legacy will be that he was going to move the team. And he always just used it as his piggy bank. And if you want to chime in, I was going to ask you this question. What do you think Stu's legacy is going to be here? What's fair?
And I'll say this with Stu, more so than moving the team out, which certainly was probably part of the calculus in some regard. I do believe there was also a track where he was going to continually push this stuff and try to toggle back and forth as many times as he could to try to create more life out of the Trop, to where he wouldn't have to pay the cost, to where he would just run that place into the ground and then sell whenever he had to sell. And he could care less what happens to it afterwards. But actually keeping the Trop and keeping keeping them there was probably the biggest moneymaker for him, even if
Yes.
nobody showed up. The fact that he didn't have to worry about those costs. So he could have kept the team here in St. Pete forever and kept playing the long game. So whatever. But I think the legacy with Stu is, look, from an on-field perspective, it is hard to argue that this man wasn't great for that franchise, considering where they were beforehand in the Vince Naimoli days of the Devil Rays and how atrocious that franchise was. Then the fact that he comes in pretty much a year later, they make it to a World Series. Throughout his tenure, they're a top 5 winning baseball team, considering the salary cap, all the innovation, all the creativity. Cheap, yes, but did he do amazing things for that franchise on the field to make them competitive and to turn the franchise around in that regard? Absolutely. So I think he helped get them out of a losing mentality and move them into a trajectory of, we expect to win here. We are winners here. From an off the field standpoint, he is a man who never once got the pulse of the community.
Yep.
He, from the onset, made the stadium a centralized focus, and it was always in the background for his entire tenure. And no matter what he did on the field, the off the field stuff, the lack of connection in the community created a disenchantment with the franchise, despite how good that team was and despite how relevant they could be in Major League Baseball. So it's hard. That's what, I can always play it on both sides. If people think that Stu Sternberg's like the worst owner in sports, I don't go that far, because I'm telling you, there are worse owners that don't care about the community and don't care about the on-field product. So at least he cared about winning. At least he put the right people in place. Like the people that he treated there, if you were in his circle, treated very well. Right? You're not going to find many people in the Rays organization who have a bad thing to say about Stu Sternberg. It's how he treated the people outside of his circle and this community and community leaders. And it got old. It got old real quick. And he never knew how to get his foot out of his mouth. So I think when you get 10, 15, 20 years away from Stu Sternberg, his legacy probably is going to look better than what it does today. But for those of us who have lived through it, who have been through it, it will be really tough to separate the on-field and the off-field, because I think both are very relevant. And it's a really important part of owning a baseball team or any professional franchise is having that relationship with the owner, feeling like they care. And the fact that it's juxtaposed with the Lightning, who also had, outside of making winning a Stanley Cup kind of before Vinnick got there and then going right back down the tube. You have Vinnick who's proof of product that says, hey, you can win and care about the community, and look at how much love this city is going to provide you.
Right.
So I think that's the thing that always hurts me in the national debate with the Rays and people saying this city doesn't care, yada, yada, yada. Like, we are a baseball city, more than a hockey city, more than a football city. I think we are a baseball city. We just haven't been loved. And when you can get over to Tampa and you can do some of the right things, I'm not saying it's going to be 40,000 every night. It won't be.
It doesn't have to be.
But I guarantee you will see over time, people come to the product, come to the games, fall in love with the team, fall in love with the city. And when we see investment from the owners that can make a big signing, when we believe that we're worthy enough, then you're going to see that payback in the community. So we see it with the Bucs, we see it with the Lightning. I just do not believe that baseball in our city is not going to follow in those success, considering it's baseball. And again, Major League Baseball draft just happened. I couldn't even fit all of our local products on a full screen.
Right.
Like, it was crazy. I would have needed 3 of them to fill it up. So, I just that is the one sticking point that that always grinds my gears, is saying that baseball doesn't work here.
I know.
St. Pete is not a great location. And I get it, for people that don't love here, don't understand the bridge, and in other cities they have further distances and whatever. There's a population thing. I can get into all the minutia, but hopefully, as I said,
One more.
we're moving in the right direction, and this hopefully gets us closer to sort of what the city envisioned 25 plus years ago.
Yeah. Well, you said that so well, and it's the thing I've been preaching for so long about baseball is it's interwoven in our fabric, unlike any other sport here. Maybe football, but it just is. I mean, everybody grows up playing baseball. We love it, and Stu had a chance to be loved. He really did, and I think he was given every chance. He certainly had a lot of the media on his side, but he couldn't get out of his own way, and it was all for the love of money. He just could not get out. It could not develop any relationships. You said that so well. And they had this chance to be the little team that you would just like to hug and wrap your arms around. They brought in great players that were likable, but you just got rid of them. And he listen, they could have paid these players. They could have done it, but he refused to do it because he wanted to put the money into his pocket. And he said, we're still winning. And, and media members will still have this 1985 mentality. If you win, everybody should show up. No, not if your owner's an asshole and people constantly rips on the city and says you're not a major league city. Fans don't show up. We're doing all we can. We're going to, and lies to the people. Oh, we're going to put the money back in. No, you didn't. Yeah. And people see this. They see through this. We're not idiots. And I think he always treated us like rubes. Like I'm the New York financier. I'm the smart guy. I'm going to come in here and win some games and do some different things and put some smart people in place, which he did. But he always looked down his nose at us. And like we were a bunch of rubes. And he'd look into the camera and lie his ass off and think that we were all going to swallow it. And we can, get some media members to put some false narratives out there and they'll swallow it. But we're smarter than that. And in the end, he's got to go. And the people that love baseball are going to stay. And so are the Rays. And we're going to see with this local group how beloved that the Rays will become and how much we love baseball. And we're going to do it right for the first time. Have some real owners with a real stadium in the right location. And if this doesn't work, I'll move out of town. And some of you might like that. But I'm telling you, this is going to be a home run. A grand freaking slam. There'll be potholes, we'll have our slumps, but I think in general, this is going to be an absolute grand slam. Yeah. I can't wait to see it happen.
And that's the big thing is with change, there's going to be uncomfortable change. And I think I'd be lying to you to say on field that we can just copy and paste and everybody's going to naturally trickle over. We don't know that, right?
We don't know that.
As I said,
I'll admit that.
Kevin Cash loves Stu Sternberg. Eric Neander loves Stu Sternberg. Eric Neander, you don't know, and I don't know this. I'm just putting it out there because it's stuff that I'm thinking about. There's a Washington Nationals job open, right? He was born in the Maryland area. If you have a new owner coming in, would you maybe say, hey, now's maybe the time to leave, right? And I think we would all hate Eric Neander leaving Tampa Bay. We certainly don't hope that he leaves Tampa Bay. But that is part of the calculus. That is something that we have to think about is, again, that's why I say it's a two-way street. It's not so much that the new ownership group doesn't want the baseball ops people, but the baseball ops people have to want the new owners too and have to have that trust because naturally, I don't know if anybody out there has ever had a new boss, you have to feel them out. And if there's an opportunity at the same time of the feel-out period and you feel more confident, you don't know if you're going to move to that because you're on better footing over there. But, we can get into all that stuff. The short-term stuff is the short-term stuff. The big thing is, right now, the deal's got to get done. I need pen to paper, right? With Stu, you never know what can drag out, what's going to happen.
Well, he's not running the show. He's not running the show.
I was going to say, at this point, and to me, the sign...
We got breaking news, bro. I got breaking news. You're going to want to hear this.
Oh, what's up?
MLB is allowing all games to be played in Tampa for playoffs. The World Series.
There it is.
Okay. Awesome.
How about that? You think that has something to do with MLB picking this group and as they're buying the team? You think it has something to do with it? Of course it does.
Right as the slump's sitting. They come out, they're surging. Hey, we might take the team away. You know what? That's fine. Leave them there. But so that's great. So first off, I went on air the night of, and I'll say this, if I understand the logistical concerns, I certainly believe in the staff there with the Rays, the way that they were able to turn Steinbrenner Field around within 72 hours, that they
Yes.
can add stanchions and bleachers and all this stuff.
Absolutely.
So will it be 25,000 people? No, it won't be. And if they made it to a World Series, would seating be limited in the grand scheme of things? No doubt. But the fact is, we can't, when it comes to the baseball product and becomes what happens on the field, we cannot create inequities in fairness of play, right? And you cannot drive, like Major League Baseball cannot say, hey, we're going to keep you in Tampa post hurricane and be, hey, like, we understand the problems here. We get it. This was unfortunate. We're going to keep them on, in Tampa Bay. That's our goal. And then at the very important part of the season, this city, this team has overcome. They have made it to a World Series. What a year. And you're going to ship them off to Atlanta? Like, absolutely. No, hell no. That would be the worst messaging ever. And why would you ship them off to Atlanta? Oh, well, we need our corporate sponsors to have seats. Like, that would be ridiculous. So the fact is, in this team, it would be unfair to the team. They play 81 games inside Steinbrenner Field. That is their home field. They understand that park. To tell them, hey, you can't play in that park at the most important time of the year, terrible. I hope they make it there. It'd be great. It would be an insane environment. What my pitch would be is that you would actually sell tickets inside Ray J for games. You would air the game in Ray J, and you would fill up Ray J as much as you could and create that environment over there, to which you could probably hear it over Steinbrenner.
I've been talking about that for months.
Okay, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. So
That's okay.
I agree with. But yeah, the thing is,
you can get away with that.
And for production stuff, you put a drone over it and all that stuff. So there's ways to
you can bring the team over there to warm up. Have the guys go over warm up a little bit over there. If they win the game, have them do a victory lap.
Yeah, I wanted the guys to parachute into Ray J Stadium out of a helicopter before they go over to Steinbrenner for the game. I think that would be amazing.
Maybe not that. That's where I might draw the line.
The baseball. We'll drop. the starting baseball.
There we go.
We'll bring the baseball in.
But that's good. But that's good because the team.
Think of the tailgate party we could have. Charge for a tailgate party. We'll get you your money. Players, don't worry.
And what I love about that is I can go live constantly on Ray J because there's no baseball.
That's right.
Over there.
How freaking good would that be?
Yeah, but I'm happy.
Would that count for official attendance? The 65 plus the 12? So would we have the largest attendance ever for
they got to fill it up. I don't know if they're gonna be able to. Though with Ray J, you probably say, "Hey, $5, come on by."
Exactly.
And then you just try to make your money on the concessions.
Exactly.
But yeah.
World Series ticket, $5. Come on.
I'm happy that Major League Baseball came out for that. Came out that way because it was going to be a whole thing if that was not the case. Yeah. And the team. Forget about everything else. Like Eric Neander all the way down to Kevin Cash, the players, they all deserve to have that sense of stability and saying, hey, this is your home for the year, period, end of story.
All right, so
now they got to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Last thing, by the way, there's a quote from Manfred. Our rule has always been that people play in their home stadiums during the World Series. I'm not of a mind to change that rule. Funny how that came out just as the ownership group that they love is going to get it. I think good things are happening. And I'll tell you something else. We had Smoltz on the show on Friday, and I asked him, I said, you think Acuna's in play? He said, it's a long shot, but they need starting pitching desperately, and they have to offload some of the huge contracts that they signed. They don't want to lose them, but they need starting pitching. They've got other great young players. If you knock them dead with something, you might be able to get them. Can you imagine? And of course, that would take adding significant salary at the deadline, which is something Sternberg has never done. This group would do it.
It's not going to be his money soon.
That's right. This group would do it. And I know that this group already has people kind of working within the operation. MLB does as well. So, it's a long shot. I know it's a long shot. I know, but imagine that dude in this lineup, the power hitting outfielder. I mean, are you kidding me?
The number one playbook out of any new owner, typically, though the Orioles haven't done it, which is weird. But typically as a new owner, you come in, you make a big splash.
Yeah.
So I would expect something like that. But here's the idea that's kind of out there for me. Again, I have no, this is my opinion, not anything based on information I've been given. What if the Rays looked to Atlanta and said, hey, Sean Murphy, a guy who I do know the Rays looked at extensively when he was with the Athletics. The Athletics ended up going with the trade with the Braves, not the Rays, but the Rays were in that.
Yep.
What if the Rays said, "Hey, we still like Sean Murphy. You guys need pitching." And this report that Taj Bradley is on the market, maybe he's not on the market, but an Atlanta kid going back to Atlanta, you guys need starting pitching. Name me a better offer you're going to get for Sean Murphy. And Atlanta wants to compete in 2026. Here is a pitching piece that is ready to go in your rotation today and in the future for many more years. Cost effective. There you wipe away some salary. You have a nice rookie catcher that you can play every day. And the Rays can figure out their catching position long term for the next 4 years. That would add about $15 million to the books. But I mean, whatever. I think that he's been one of those guys that they've had circled for a while. And those are the type of moves that I feel like the Rays would make at the deadline this year. Not so much buying or selling, but how can we tinker to where we don't screw over the 2025 team while also making our 2026 team look better than what it was today? Yeah. So to me, Acuna, the price might be really, really like extravagant, and I'm not so much the money because the cost of him is cheap, but I am a little bit skittish on a guy that's had 2 ACL injuries, despite how I'm. I mean,
he's good
because exactly. Typically with those guys, I was gonna say typically with those guys, they're great, and then all of a sudden, poof! It's like there's no warning; they just fall off a cliff.
He's only 27 though.
He is, but that's
27 or 28.
As I said, he can have 3 great more years in him. It's just at some point when it goes, it's done, and it ain't coming back with those guys. So, but that's sort of like that's kind of the deal that I have in the back of my head right now with Sean Murphy, Taj Bradley sort of exchange, and you would send over probably Danny Jansen in that deal, and then next year you have Sean Murphy, you bring up Dominic Keegan, that's your catching duo. And then away the Rays go, and I think that makes them a better team in 2026. It also makes them in the short term a better team this year probably as well.
Dude, I'm so excited about what could come for the Rays this year and beyond, and for baseball in this area, man. It's time. We deserve it, and I just can't wait. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and now we just got to figure out where they're going to put a stadium.
Yep, Ybor Harbor. Can you imagine right there on the water? We'd be taking a water taxi up to that on opening day. We'd be going live. I'll be drinking in the background. JP Sports Pub, center field.
Is it you drinking in the background just standard operating procedure at this point?
Absolutely. At that point, hell yeah. I'll be retired by the time we build this thing, hopefully. I told Hagan, I said, all I want is just a little cutout in center field. I can have about a 20-seat brew pub, JP Sports Pub. And I'll sit there and pour beers for the rest of my life and watch baseball.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
There we go. Maybe like Key West just in the back of the ballpark.
Yes. Oh, good. And we'll live stream the whole damn thing all day long. It'll be fantastic.
I'll join you for a couple of sets.
Yeah, you pop in for a beer. Who's drinking at JP's Pub today? Oh, it's Evan Klosky. Oh, we love him. Oh, we got it all.
As long as we get good deals.
All right. Thanks, partner. What do you got coming up tonight? I know you'll be kicking ass.
Yeah, right. I mean, right now, obviously, All-Star game. We'll be talking about that. Calm before the storm next week. I'll be sweating my buns off at Buccaneers training camp. Buccaneers jersey reveal today. Yep. They'll be wearing the white creamsicles for the home opener against the Jets. Oh. So hopefully they can finally snap this creamsicle curse that they got and can finally win in these suckers. So we'll talk about that also on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. You can watch any of my sportscasts 6 and 11 any night. We also have the Ultimate Florida Sports Show where we talk about all things Florida sports and beyond with my friends up there in Jacksonville. And you can find that every week as well. So we'll certainly be talking about the home run derby, Major League Baseball, SEC, and sort of the conversations we're hearing out of there. Yeah. Billy Napier will talk tomorrow. So we'll have a bunch to talk about this week. So we're gearing back up. I enjoy my time off, my off season, but when training camp comes around, I really get excited because we roll into that period of training camp, end of season baseball, hopefully a playoff run, and then we get the Lightning gearing back up. So it's really just sort of we get this beautiful crescendo into the best part of sports in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, and you can add USF basketball to that. I had Hodgson on today. He is unbelievable.
I am,
He's
and we'll
gonna
get
kill it.
there. The class that he brought in and his
Sick.
background and the offense that he runs, I could not be a bigger fan of that Hodgson hire and what they're going to do at USF in the England Center. The AAC is really tough to get at large bids, so you most likely are going to have to win the conference. But I would not be shocked. I would actually probably lean to predict they will be at one or two top teams in the AAC this year, and he's going to be a shooting star in this basketball coaching
the
industry.
over.
Just because of the Nate Oates tree that he's got going on. So USF basketball, I believe in goalish this year again. I think, I think 8-9 wins isn't out of the question for the football team. So USF, they're doing really good things over there, and they're also part of everything that we got going on between them and Florida. The question I do have is with your Noles. Not quite sure the Noles are going to look. Castellanos is going to have to show me some things.
Flip a coin, bro. I have no idea. I have no idea. He needs to keep his mouth shut. Number one, we can start there.
Well, he better have a good week one, or it's going to turn on him real quick.
12.5 point underdog. Oh, you don't need Nick Saban's not coming to save you, you dumbass. Jesus. All right. Thank you, partner. Love you.
All right.
Thanks.
I appreciate you as always, man. Have a good one.
Evan Klosky right there, Tampa Bay 10, best in the business here. We got to hit a break, man, and we got to get to these comments. We're going to go over today, Tim. I'm sorry.
What else is new, JP?
You can bow out.
Good thing we don't have suits telling us when to take a break and when to stop the show.
You're goddamn right we don't. Thank you to
Spooks.
all of our great freaking sponsors. They're unbelievable. Please write them a note. Go by, grab a beer, have a wing, sell your gold, build a house, get your insurance, have some lasagna, get a new AC, and then call your lawyer at the Jeeves Locker Room. Do we cover everybody? And then don't go on cover.com. Don't go on cover.com. Please don't. All right. Back in 3. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. That's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucs play. We'll see you there. Going through a medical emergency without health care insurance can cause you to go into crippling debt. In most scenarios, people are forced to either break into their retirement funds or worse, they're forced to file for bankruptcy. The sad truth is that health care insurance is crucial in today's day and age. Look, I get it. Many of you think you're never going to get sick and health insurance is really expensive. Well, we can help you out with that. Depending on your income, we can find great plans and huge discounts. God forbid you get cancer, a car accident. It could literally ruin you financially for life. So make the call and find out. Even though the open enrollment period is over, you may have some qualifying life events that can help you get covered right away. It can be very complicated, a very intimidating process, but we can help. Go to our website and check out all the 5-star reviews about our helpful agents. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505. Spring means a time of renewal and Rays baseball, and the folks at Italiano Insurance want to welcome the Rays to Tampa and remind you it's time to renew those insurance policies with the now famous Italiano Insurance Checkup. Let the experienced and friendly agents shop your policy for the best price and coverage. Famous for saving me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year and over $500 on our homeowners. Now that's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a big whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with the all-star agents at Italiano Insurance. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. Go Rays! JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine & DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine & DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine & DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine & DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Man, what a show it has been today. Holy hell. Bryan Hodgson knocked it out of the park to start the show. Ken Hagan, breaking news all over the place. Man, we're going to be chopping up this show, putting it all over the web today. That's for sure. And all your comments coming up. And then great Evan Klosky knocking it out of the park. What the hell you been doing all day, Tim?
Listening to you dominate.
Yeah, thank you.
Just like everybody else.
Thank you for doing what you do. Because we can't do it without you, bro.
I actually was taking a nap a minute ago while y'all were talking.
Attaboy. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, Golden Diamond Source, Cafe Paradiso. Go have some Italian food this week. Stop by and say hello to Paulo for me. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com. I haven't talked about them today. If you have any AC issues, any plumbing issues, anything mechanical in the house, John Rodriguez Group will take care of you. You'll get an honest assessment of what's going on. Nobody's going to try to upsell you a whole new unit or some crazy plumbing fix. None of that stuff. They've been doing this for 3 generations since 1995. His family's been here for 6 generations. So great company, great local company, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Use them. Tell them JP sent you. We really appreciate it. All right. Want to get into some comments?
Yeah. What did you think of this little nugget that I threw up there?
Oh yeah. The new unis. Look at that group.
Like I want a poster of that. Like I want that hanging on my wall.
That's a poster. See the Spurrier stuff up top,
Yeah.
John McKay, the photos. That's really well done.
That is incredible.
Baker.
I gotta get me a Baker jersey.
Look at Bucky's already in there. Levante, Mike Evans, Big Vita. That's a great shot right there.
Is there anybody missing out of that picture that you would have included?
Godwin.
Oh, you already got Mike.
No,
One receiver.
Godwin.
You only have one receiver.
No, it does. It's not by position.
Yeah,
not by position.
That's the rule. That was the rule.
Yeah, it's tough, right? How do you pick those guys? That's tough.
That's a great photo, man. I want that on my wall.
Yeah. All right, to the comments. Here we go. There's some knuckleheads in here today. We are not going to talk about them.
The anti-Petermans.
Yeah, the anti-Petermans would throw you out. Okay, what do we got? Oh, we didn't talk about Caminero. Last night, Caminero got robbed. The kid that caught the ball, it seemed to throw off his rhythm, right? Seemed to throw off his rhythm. So he had one stolen from him. They counted it, but it seemed to throw off his rhythm. He was like looking out there, like what the hell happened, B says minimum 18 months before we start digging. Ken Hagan said otherwise. You might be right. I mean, there's permitting and all that shit that has to go into it, but I think they're going to do this a little quicker than you think.
But can we just not be happy that it's happening and not argue about when it's happening? Let's just.
B's got a bitch about something. As Devin says, B, it costs $0 to be positive for once. Sergio Biltres says, good morning, gents. Hallelujah. The Rays are sold. The Wicked Witches will be gone by September. And B, no, the stadium will be built in Tampa. It's part of the sales deal. You are correct.
Way to go,
Richard Bolt says, let's hope the new owners will be better than the last two. They can't be worse. This knucklehead, Jacksonville Rays, you're Lee Beaumont.
What are you doing today, Lee? Troll
Central.
Not all happening. Over it.
It's go eat your jumbo shrimp and be happy.
Look at that. Look at Lee's. Did you see his profile picture?
Who?
Lee. Go back to Lee. The comment you just had.
He says it'll be the Sea Cows. Yeah.
Look at the
Jacksonville
profile picture.
Devil Rays.
Jacksonville Devil Rays.
Sorry, pal. Doesn't work that way.
Misplaced optimism right there.
Yep. Douglas Batista, thank you for chiming in. It says Topkin gave you no credit. Yesterday's article, the Tampa Bay Times reported. Yeah. BS on him, TBT, and WDAE. Awful. Props to Lotvilla for commitment to Tampa Bay. Yes. And the Petermans support JP, independent media, best reporting. Yes. Thanks to all our Petermans. You guys are awesome. Yes, we appreciate you. And thank you for being on social media and telling those people where to stick it. GMJP and Tim boat parade soon? I think so. Michael LaRue said that kid who robbed Junior of a home run threw Caminero off his rhythm and disrupted his focus and timing. I think that's true.
I mean, do we really care?
No, he finished second. That's great. Just don't F up his swing.
And he didn't get hurt, right? That's the important thing.
Yeah. Robert Williams is a doubter, says, I will believe the Rays sell when Stu signs on the dotted line. Stu screwed up at least 3 stadium deals. He's not running the show, Robert.
F-U, and F-U.
I've been telling you that for a long time. Michael Wag said, I went to USF basketball camp back in the Seth Greenberg days. I'm ready to run it back. Did David Zimroth coach you there, Wags? Was he on your ass? I bet he was. Best wing to Tampa or McDivitt's. You're wrong, Daniel Rivera. They are riveters. I'll put them up against any time. He says there's an Oldsmar wing challenge every year. All right, let's get riveters in there. I'll bet on riveters any day. Epic uniform video. I haven't seen the video yet, Christopher Cole. We'll see it soon, though. Let's have Ken fire the cannon, says Stefan Gonzalez. I agree.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be very cool.
Lovetron 4, thanks for coming in. Stadium at Ybor Harbor, bridging the development between Gasworks and Water Street would be the dopest neighborhood in the country. Absolutely. Ding, ding. Cruise ships coming in. Cruise ships coming in as the second inning is starting, right there at Ybor Harbor, looking out over the beautiful bay where the Rays swim. Ronald Acuna knocking in Caminero. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just, for fun, let's put this up. I'm hearing Ken Babby plans to move the historic AAA Jumbo Shrimp to the Trop after renovations and Jack's relocation. Huge for the city of St. Pete. Orlando Dream. You should join the Dreamers. Topic for tomorrow's show, says Nathan Elliott. Who will JP Peterson turn his attention to? Who will become enemy number 1? I don't need an enemy.
Apparently, it's Lee Bomar today.
Yeah. Lee and B. Cross me, bitches. Let's go. Christopher didn't like the home run format. They change it every year. I can't keep up.
I hate it.
I can't keep up. Jeff Stutler says, thank you, JP, for being on this ride for years to bring the Rays to Tampa. My pleasure, bro. It's always been the right thing to do. Nothing against St. Pete whatsoever. It's a beautiful, beautiful, wonderful city. I was over there boating this weekend. A wonderful time. Went out to Egmont Key. It's lovely. Lovely. John Hill says the Tampa Bay Times disclosed other investors besides Zalewski. It's Ken Babby, who owns 2 minor league teams, and Bill Cosgrove. We've known this, John, from the Sportico article. They didn't break that story. Sportico did.
Yeah.
No, the Times have been woefully behind on this entire story, and it must be killing them.
Shefty
Haven't acknowledged what we've reported. And they still they're doubting it too.
Yeah.
They're not there because the Rays aren't talking to them because they're not allowed to talk to you because Major League Baseball is running the show. Yes. What else we got here? If you see something you want to put up there, feel free, my friend.
I think you're covering everything fine.
Nathan
wants
JP will get a urinal cake. Thank you in the new stadium.
Everybody gets to pee on JP's face.
Can't we put Stu's face in there? Come on.
Oh, that would be great.
Come on. All right, you can put one. You can have one stall reserved for me for those who want it. I don't care.
JP's face is going to be on the urinal mints in the media bathroom. That's where his is going to be.
Yes. They all hate me. To your point, though, what you were talking about, we don't have suits telling us when to take breaks, who we can bring on, who we can't, what we got to say, what we can't say. That's what independent media is all about. That's what you people are supporting, and it's important. So support the show. Where can they send money?
I got a Venmo.
Yeah, get them in. Yeah, I'll put my Venmo up there. Let's do that. We'll start getting that for you guys. Split city concept was stupid, says Tampa Bay. It's time for the Tri-City Rays. They're playing Montreal, Jacksonville, and Tampa. Shut up.
God.
James Rollerson says old media is dead. Yes. Independent real journalists are the ones who are keeping the public informed. Thank you, JP. Follow you for an Ivory Hecker for my true news. Yes. Thank you, brother. Love you, James. Thanks. Sports Gimp Pat says, I guess it depends if the extra revenue source they have available this time will be enough to get a deal done in Tampa. You heard Ken Hagan. They're going to get it done. He's extremely confident.
All good news.
Daniel Rivera says, JP, once again, you've proven why you are the most trusted voice in Tampa Bay sports. Thank you, sir. Christopher Cole says, Tim has the right color on your watch today. What do you got? What is that? Creamsicle?
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Creamsicle.
Yeah, and while we were doing this, the MLB, Manfred comes out and says, we're not moving the World Series if the Rays get there, or ALCS. All games at Steinbrenner. That's awesome.
And that was the right thing to do by Major League Baseball. I've been calling for that for weeks.
Yes, you have.
Come out and squash it right now. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah. To what else we got? Michael LaRue says, thank you, JP, for all your tireless work on a stadium and ownership talk. You got everything right. You've been the great advocate for the city and its fans. It is my pleasure, brother. Thank you so much for saying that. That warms my heart. Lee, the truth in Tampa Bay. Absolutely. Love you guys. Sorry, Evan, if Stu spends a little money like the middle of the road Rays could have won a World Series. I'm not saying spend lavishly, just spend a little. I think that's fair. I think Evan's generally right that you have to give him great credit for this team being a winner. And I always have. Although it's not him. It's Eric Neander. It's Andrew Friedman. Those are the guys that have done the heavy lifting. But he brought but he did it so he could make money.
Yeah.
He did it. It's all based on making money. That's been his number one priority since day one. Not the fans, not the players, not the city. No. And that you fail. You fail at that. You can't overcome that. Rick says, Stu's Circle, Topkin, T-Kraz, and the skateboard community. It's about it. And Matt and Brian. Everybody he pays, they love him.
Awesome.
Oh my God, pretty much true though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Says, will Stu buy a whole section for himself in the new Tampa Stadium? Well, just to keep people away.
Stu might not be welcome at the new Tampa Stadium.
Thomas Casper says this because Evan said this, or somebody did, that Cash loves Sternberg. He said, I seriously doubt Kevin Cash loves Stu Sternberg. I don't want to speak for Cashy, but
Thomas might be right.
I think you might be right. All right. Anything else? I mean, Rick, you were on such a freaking roll. Have Baker throw out the first pitch from Ray J. Oh, yes. Throw it. He could throw it out of the stadium.
Wait, he's going to throw it all the way to the catcher at home plate at Steinbrenner Field from the north end zone at Ray J.
Absolutely. I mean, you do. I mean, obviously, but you got to do this. You got to double match it, right? He winds up, throws the ball out. You follow it out of the stadium, and then now coming from Steinbrenner, somebody obviously throws the ball over the wall and into the catcher's mitt.
Oh my God!
Hell yes, hell. Let's start thinking of things how we could do this. There's just so many the tailgate parties. I mean, yes, that is effing brilliant.
It's insane.
Yeah.
By the way, JP, I thought today would be a good day to break this out for you.
Okay. We're gonna start off with Stu. Okay, ready?
No, you did it.
Hey, just played in his book. Hot as hell. Shot 90. That's right, baby. Gonna go see Stu. Just sell the team, fool. We don't need you. Get out of Tampa. Take your ass to Canada. That's right. Montreal that ass. You go raise smack blackjacks. That's right. We're gonna what? White Sox. I don't give a shit about your Sox. Blue Jays gonna what? Go okay. Taylor Simpson gonna beat a cheetah today.
Boom! Yeah. That was well done. You finally edited it up.
I finally got it where we can play it on the air.
Oh God. Hey, that's fantastic. And we'll invite him to come back and that was me beatboxing, by the way, though. I mean, just in case you didn't know.
That was good. Yeah, that's JP
Steve,
on the mouth box.
Capantaneus? I don't know what. Anyway, great idea. Riveters needs to have a Rays sale party hosted by JP. Oh, hell yeah. We were talking about this last week. Having a party at Riveters for all the Petermans. Yep. Let's do it. Let's celebrate. Mario Christian says maybe a player or two can retire a Ray. Maybe they can sign a Tampa native free agent that people can grow into. How about that idea? How about that freaking idea, right?
It's a novel idea.
We'll have to call it a day, guys. So many great comments. Appreciate all of you. One last one. Brandon, we hadn't got you in. If you take care of the fans, the players, the money will follow. Absolutely. 100% right. Stu never got that. Stu never understood it. The Glazers did. Certainly Jeff Finnick did, but he never got it. Toodaloo, Wicked Witch. Yeah.
Oh, Nathan, if you'd only known what that was.
Oh, my God. He made it sound so good, but that's good teamwork. All right. Big thanks to Bryan Hodgson. USF basketball started off the show with a bang. That's a great freaking interview. Even if you don't like basketball or USF, you got to go listen to that interview. Dude is compelling. He's awesome. Ken Hagan broke a crap ton of news today on this show. All you reporters, go transcribe it. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Spotify. You can go to Apple, anywhere you get your podcasts, all that stuff, Facebook and Twitter as well, to rewatch the show if you missed everything. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, kids, you got work to do.